Ah, nice cup of coffee this morning. Hmm. Yeah, that's right. You know what? But thank goodness that we're here, tail end of summer, I guess you could say, as we're still in some hot weather. But we got something really cool here to show you. It is the Glock 17 Classic. Let's go ahead and remove this outer box, which is pretty neat. As they give you this box here, which is really cool. Now, what this is this is Glock's kind of like this is their throwback retro model, if you will, of the 17 Classic, the old Gen 1. So the box itself is pretty cool, the outer box, because they got all the schematics and stuff like that on it. You can really see a lot of that. That's really neat that they did this, that they kind of went through. And the most awesome thing about this is that here's a company, the legit company, doing this, and their MSRP is not much more than an actual one of their ones from the lineup, which is really cool. So here it is, certificate of authenticity, right there. Historical reproduction. All right. All this kind of safety paperwork and the actual Tupperware box. We get this out of the way. There it is, the Tupperware. That is so cool that they went through and they reproduced this. Irregardless if you like them or not, I'm not the hugest fanboy of them, but we had gotten this available to us so we could video it for you. But you know what? This gun changed handguns on the market. I mean, you can't deny that. And that is so cool. So let's open it up. Look at that. Even the cool reproduction of the sticker, best in the market, 1987 U.S. award. Really cool. But yeah, that's neat. And I heard that the reason why they had this hole through the box itself was that was part of the way they locked them together, I guess. So, Glock locking. All right, in the box there's the typical stuff. You got the mag loader, cleaning rod, and all that stuff. It doesn't have the little tray here for, I think it held like, there was a little tray for some rounds, and I think it held exactly the amount of rounds that the pistol would hold, and I think that's still different. And of course the finger grooves here, that's like a Gen 3 kind of finger grooves here on the Tupperware box. But other than that, actually I like the old Tupperware box better than their little plastic suitcase deal that they got. So, all right, just standard. I believe they're like Gen 4 magazines. If you're familiar with the generations of the, they didn't go back and redo the U-notch non-drop free magazines or anything like that, which is probably for the better anyway. But I don't know. So let's just say this is not completely accurate as the original Gen 1. I mean, the technical stuff on it is not going to be there, but you know what? For the most part, it's a Gen 1. They got that pebblestone type stippling here deal that goes all the way around. The thumb cut out so you can wrench the stuck magazine, if will. And they are made in Austria, if that for some of you that matters. And the serial numbers are unique. They're a suffix Gen 1 serial number. And then, of course, no light rail. And they didn't go back through and do I believe the originals, the barrel was a little thinner than that, but that's okay. That's for the better. What I would say, my overall look at this thing, because we had gotten this, and I actually got the privilege to shoot it. What I would say is, what's cool about it is it's upgraded where this is a shooter. If you want it as a collector's item, definitely go for it. I think I'll be long dead before it becomes a collector's item. But this is this is built to shoot and enjoy it, and definitely do so. And of course with the MSRP being just pretty much, it doesn't cost you any more really than an actual Gen 5. So, all right, now the finish is I forget what they call it, the NDL something finish that they got on it, which is not bad at all. You know, I mean, it looks really good. I did get an opportunity to actually go and see a Gen 1, an original Gen 1 that was all put together and everything correct. It was just still, you know, intact. It hadn't been sent back and upgraded or anything like that. So I did notice the original Tennifer finish on it was very tough. It felt like a really aggressive parkerizing almost. That was what it felt like to me. This is close. This is really close. They did a pretty good job of you know, making this close. So of course it's just got the standard sights. But what I think this is more like a Gen 3 slide on there. Now the other thing that's changed, we're gonna sticking with the outside of the thing that I noticed from the Gen 1 to the original Gen 1 to this. And again, you know, I mean, you're talking about GLOCK actually doing this, so this is not like, you know, some other company that did it. If you really want to get nitpicky, and I'm not a virtuoso on this stuff, but the stippling here, it doesn't come up as high as the originals. And the original, I know that this actually came up a little bit further up into the webbing here. And what I think is a reason for that is because the original didn't say made in Austria on it. Because I think it was like, duh, yeah, it's made in Austria. So they didn't have that. So they just had, I think, GLOCK ink or something. I'm not even sure. I don't know if it said Smyrna, Georgia or not. But I think it was just, I think it's missing one of these. It's either missing made in Austria or that. One of the two. And it came up further. So because there's two lines of text here, that's the reason why it, you know, it didn't come up as high. So that's if you're really getting kind of crazy on the nitpicking. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. You know, it's like these things are kind of. But this is cool. This is kind of neat that they're doing this. Now on the inside, they did do some differences. Obviously, the recoil spring. You know, it's just the standard. You know, Gen 3 or Gen 2 recoil spring. The originals were not captured like this. They would actually separate. Okay. Now, again, this locking block deal, it's a lot longer. It's more what we're used to, where if you've seen the originals, they're shorter and everything. And, of course, there's still the single pin, but that is a difference. And I heard that right around here, the frame is beefed up a little bit more. So the changes that are done, in a sense, to this versus the original Gen 1 are for a good thing. That so that you can shoot this thing and enjoy it and have fun with it. The flat extractor, or you know, that deal right there, it doesn't have the bump. It doesn't have that bump out. Now, the one thing you will notice about it is if you take a look, it's angled, like how they started to do. The original was not angled. The original is more straight on, and it's a little longer than that. I have an old original Gen 2, and you can clearly see that's one of the things. I didn't bring the Gen 2 out because kind of comparing it would be kind of silly. But this is overall a really cool reproduction, retro, throwback, whatever you want to call it, that GLOCK is offering. I'm really happy that they are offering something like this because those of us that would love to, just for nostalgia, to have an original style Gen 1, but doesn't want to pay these outrageous collector's prices that they're out there, which is true. And that's kind of crazy to be saying that, collector's thing in the GLOCK world, but it is true. The original Gen 1s have become such collector's items that they're priced outrageously. And I even, when I went to go look at the Gen 1, with kind of, I was thinking, I wouldn't mind, maybe purchasing it depending on what the price is for it. And they were talking about the auction, it going up higher than what it was. And I mean, they weren't rude about it or anything, but I straight up said I'm not paying $1,000 for a GLOCK. That's just not going to happen with me. Some people, they're going to do it. But if that's what they're into, go for it. I'm not that into them. I just don't think the price is for me worth it. Now, I will say this. On the original Gen 1, there's some really sloppy casting work on the frame. You can still see a little bit through here, the castings, but it's nowhere near as sloppy as the original Gen 1. That is one thing I noticed from the one I looked at to photos of the other ones, and I looked at multiple photos of originals, and I think it's over here on this side where, you know, it's really pronounced too, but also on the originals you can see where the stippling is on here, when the bottom is. The originals actually, they're off-centered because it's almost like they didn't get put together correctly or something, but it's off-centered. So that, you know, there's a lot better craftsmanship, if you will. I mean, if that's something I can be allowed to say when it comes to reviewing something like this. That, you know, hey, there, you know, it's like it was just kind of like off center. So there's better quality and better, you know, they took better attention to detail on this, you know. So anyway, but yeah, I think it's really cool. I'm not here to knock the pistol or knock you know, Glock really too much. They're extremely reliable. They're really durable. They can take an abuse that beyond really what I can imagine I've seen. So, but it's neat. I'm really cool. It's really cool that they're offering this. It really is. And then of course no hole through the back part here. You know, there's no, they didn't drill the hole. So, but really cool. I mean, the packaging, the box for what you're getting, and pretty much you can pretty much find them for the same price as you can a Gen 5 17. Just kind of throwing that as a comparison, even though at MSRP is, I believe, for like, I think $20 more. But you know, you're not finding them for that. You're pretty much, you can get these things for, I've seen them as low as like 500. Seriously. This was, I believe, picked up for $6, I think. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.